live. What's going on, everyone? Thank you all so much for tuning in this time. Everybody that's here, I greatly appreciate it. Anybody watching the replay, thank you so much. Don't like the video and subscribe to the channel. Well, Lakers making moves, being productive. We got the Jaden Hardy move official, which is really good because it was the first move, which means it's going into cap space, which means that the Lakers can aggregate him. That means the Lakers can now send him elsewhere. So it's a good sign. Two, we got the Kevon Looney signing, which I want to talk about and break down and give my thoughts and opinions, and of course, get into all the chat and all that stuff. And then the Jonathan Kuminga news. I mean, it's like every 5 minutes we're getting a new Jonathan Kuminga thing. Can't even keep up. But nonetheless, here we are. So the Jaden Hardy thing, like I was mentioning, that is going to, like, that was crucial that's the very first move. Now, the reason that's the very first move is because now the Lakers can aggregate him. Now they can make another trade and include him in said trade in order to pull that off. That doesn't necessarily mean for sure they're going to trade him, but this just gives them the option and flexibility. Something that I've talked about very heavily is that the order of operations is so crucial. The order of operations is so vital for the Lakers, right? Every move, whether it's, again, the way I keep describing is like, imagine in directions. You're trying to build something, you're trying to put something together. Imagine having a bunch of directions and you can't, or not directions, instructions, and you can't do instruction 5 because it'll mess up 2 and 3, right? You have to do it in order. You have to do, step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's the same thing, right? Lakers can't go and sign all these guys and then do the trades and stuff like that. No, they have to do the trades first, then the signings, then Reeves, then, the exception would be last, right? So the fact that the Lakers did the Jaden Hardy thing now allows the Lakers to do other trades, allows them to aggregate him in a trade because they're using cap space, right? So that's good, right? Technically, they even got $2 million in wiggle room. Another thing too that's worth mentioning, and I'm going to do a video breaking it down in more detail, but Lakers actually have more potential via trades than I thought, even as far as like return. They can actually take on almost double. It depends on the salary now, right? So that was something I knew that they could take on like 7.5 to 9 million, but in some cases they could take on as much as like, a $25 million player using, like Vando's salary, which is crazy because that really opens the door for more expanded, better moves, right? So the Walker Kessler trade, that one is going to be left open probably for a while because Utah is also trying to make moves. Utah wants that open as well, which is good, right? Because a lot of times it's just one team going like, hey, would you mind doing me the courtesy of just leaving this open? And, teams will give that kind of like, hey, I'll give you till the end of the week, figure it out, right? Just as a courtesy, just in case, because there's going to be a point in time where I might need that. And you don't want to build a reputation because then you end up getting put in a spot where, it just doesn't look good. And now you need somebody to return that favor and then nothing happens. So the Kessler trade is probably going to be a while, which is good. Take your time, get that worked out, get that done, loop in whoever you need to loop in, do whatever you need to do, but get that done. So as far as the trades side of things go, again, the Jaden Hardy move is great. Now we can make other trades. We can aggregate, do other things. The Kessler trade is probably going to be at least a couple days, which is good. Then we have the Kevon Looney signing. Now I see a lot of people that are mixed. It's not my favorite move, right? It's not. I wanted Nick Richards personally. But I get it, right? Like, he's an excellent rebounder. He's a vet minimum. It's not going to cost anything. Mamu's going to be playing the backup center. Lakers could still go and do another move. Like, Lakers could still bring in Nick Richards or something like that. I saw some reports that the Lakers, Jonathan Kuminga, Zaire Williams, and Nick Richards are still like the 3 guys that they are strongly considering closing the roster out, which, again, I would love if that's the case. But Kevon Looney does a couple things, right? Obviously gives you the production, the rebounding, right? Good screen setter, which is good, especially with Luka and Austin Reeves, where they can get that extra inch or two, really kind of puts them in a good position. He plays hard. He's going to give you good production on a vet minimum in a limited role. He's a guy that if he gets a DMP, he's not going to throw a fit. He's not going to, be causing issues or nothing. He's somebody that come in, but more than anything, he's the Jared Dudley, right? He's the Dudley role is exactly what he is, right? He's Jared Dudley in 2020, but for the Lakers now. Lakers are incredibly, Austin Reeves is the oldest player on this team, right? Like, you do need some vets. You need guys with experience. I mean, you just saw, the San Antonio Spurs get beat because of experience. It's easy to go like, hey, we need as much youth and athleticism stuff like that as possible. And yes, that's true. But you also need to have at least a couple veterans, right? Like you need at least, give me 2 or 3 guys that have some experience that you can throw in, slot in a pinch, right? So again, the Kevon Looney thing isn't my favorite thing ever, but I've said it a million times, right? I talk about this every time. I've talked about it for years. Every time we talk about a backup center or anything like that, backup center is almost irrelevant once you get to the playoffs, right? As long as you have a starting center that matters, right? You're going to get into the playoffs. Walker Kessler is going to play 35 minutes a night. You're going to have, Mamu probably playing 10 minutes a night, and you might have 3 minutes in between, or Mamu's going to play. Like, Kevon Looney's just going to be there to get you in through spots, which I think you'll be fine. They'll probably bring in, like a William Kyle or whatever on a 2-way or something. Again, there's, I know that they have their 2-ways locked up, but that doesn't mean that they can't like promote somebody like a Chris Mignon or something like that. I'm not worried about it, right? Like, again, the backup center is the least of our concerns right now. Go get a starting center, bring him in, or not starting center, sorry, starting wing, bring him in, and then, round out the rest of this roster. If you can bring in Nick Richards in, then bring in Nick Richards in. Looney is nothing more than just a vet minimum locker room experience signing. He's Jared Dudley of 2020. I'm fine with that. Give you production, give you rebounding. He's excellent rebound. Like, Lakers are actually going to be a really good rebounding team. Very good. Walker Kessler, Luka Doncic is an excellent rebounder. Austin Reeves is a good rebounder for his position, right? Mamu can rebound. If you get Kuminga, he's a guy to go grab a couple rebounds. And then Kevon Looney, right? Like, I like what we're doing. I like how we're putting this together as far as the rebound, the dirty work, the hustle plays, the grit, all of that stuff. Kevon Looney's somebody that you can throw in there in a pinch. Whatever. You're into game 7, guys at the free throw line. You don't want a Mitchell Robinson situation, right? So what do? You throw in Walker Kessler, you throw in Kevon Looney, and nobody's getting the rebounds over those two, right? Like, it's what he's there for. Somebody that you can trust, someone that you can rely on. Hey, we got the final shot of the game. Throw Kevon Looney out there because he's a guy that can get the rebound if we miss and then get the putback, right? Like, it'll be fine. So, again, I'm good in that regard with Kevon Looney. Again, is it my favorite signing? No, right? I wanted Nick Richards, but like I said, it's so marginal. It's almost irrelevant, right? Lastly, the Jonathan Kuminga thing, and then we'll jump into all these super chat questions, all the regular chat questions. So keep sending your comments in, and then I'll get to those here in a moment. But the Jonathan Kuminga thing, right? There are so many, like every 5 minutes, there's new rumors. I feel very comfortable saying that Jonathan Kuminga is going to be a Laker. Obviously, look, I'm not insider, not a reporter. I don't know. I'm not calling Kuminga. I'm not talking to Rob like, hey, dude, is out close to, but you almost never see every side agree, right? I mean, you have Warrior reporters, Hawks reporters, Laker reporters, neutral reporters, people that hate Lakers, everybody. The consensus is Jonathan Kuminga is going to be a Laker, right? Jonathan Kuminga wants to go to Lakers. Jonathan Kuminga, or the Lakers want Jonathan Kuminga. Lakers even met with Jonathan Kuminga, right? So they're going to figure it out at some point, right? They're going to figure out how Jonathan Kuminga is on the team. He's ideal. right? Something that I see is like, the concerns of Jonathan Kuminga, and I get it. Jonathan Kuminga, there are some risks, there are concerns. People forget who Derrick Jones Jr. was before Luka. People forget who PJ Washington was before Luka, right? Yes, Luka's known to raise the ceiling for centers, right? He's also known to raise the ceiling for wings. Derrick Jones Jr. was a journeyman who was sitting and rotting away on Chicago's bench and then ended up going to play alongside Luka Doncic and ended up getting a bag from the Clippers on a multi-year deal and became kind of like the ideal 3-and-D wing. PJ Washington was looked at as like a fringe starter, probably best as like your 6th, 7th guy, doesn't really play defense, can, score the basketball, not a great 3-point shooter, which, by the way, neither of those two were great 3-point shooters even in Dallas. Derrick Jones Jr., I think off the top of my head, was like 34%. PJ Washington, I think, was roughly the same too. But both of those guys, again, were not known as these like super great, wings and oh my God, Luka got a steal. No, they went to Dallas and Luka elevated them to the point where they were looked at as like the perfect fit. So much so, almost all of us are like, dude, go get a Derrick Jones Jr., go get a PJ Washington, right? I think when it comes to Jonathan Kuminga, almost the same thing is going to happen. I think Jonathan Kuminga is going to thrive, and Luka Doncic is going to make him look like an all-star wing. He's better than Derrick Jones Jr. He's better than PJ Washington. And look at what Luka was able to do with those two, right? Question is, will Kuminga buy in? He's going to have times where he's going to get the self-grade. He'll be the third option, right? If he can buy in and embrace the role when he doesn't get, when he's not on ball, I mean, he's going to eat, right? He's going to be really good. He's going to thrive. They're going to be great. So again, I am very happy. I'm very confident that we're going to end up seeing Kuminga. Even if they get Kuminga, depending on what it is, they might not stop. There might be other moves down the pike, right? Like, we'll see kind of, again, if they do a sign and trade, what does that look like? If they do a salary dump, what does that look like? Based on Anthony Slater's report, it kind of seems, which, by the way, he's a Warrior guy. He's not a Laker guy. But judging by his report, it sounds like the Lakers have other deals on the table that are not like that could be salary dump moves, right? Because it talked about them, making like they made an offer and Kuminga was like, nah. So then they made another offer that was more money. Lakers don't have, technically, again, depending on the moving components, but just like in a nutshell, they don't really have like the cap space to be like, oh, here's 15 million. So either A, they already know that they can salary dump, or B, they know like Atlanta or whatever. And something I said, right? They did not tell Rui Hachimura to go to the Clippers unless they know that they're getting somebody, whether it's Jonathan Kuminga or somebody else, right? Zero shot. That's zero. I probably shouldn't say zero, but almost no shot that the Lakers are letting Rui Hachimura walk while he's waiting for you to make a decision to then not have that guy in place, right? I think they know Jonathan Kuminga is coming. I think they know them and Jonathan Kuminga are going to work out, and then all will be right in this world. But anyway, let's get into all of the conversations, get into all the super chat questions, all the regular chat questions, all of that stuff. Real quick, if you haven't yet, please hit that like button for me. Hit that subscribe button for me. We got over 500 of you in this live stream, which I really appreciate. So please hit those like buttons, hit those subscribe buttons, and let's rock it. Here we go. I'm not a fan of the Looney pickup, but fingers crossed for Kuminga. Couple things. Another thing about that too is Looney was Jonathan Kuminga's vet. He was the guy that was basically in charge of Jonathan Kuminga when he first came in the league. So that, you could argue that's another good sign as to why they brought in Kuminga. Or why they are going to bring in Kuminga. Bring in Looney, make Kuminga feel comfortable, give him somebody that can kind of keep him, because like what's been the problem with, Atlanta and Atlanta, he was fine in Atlanta. His numbers in Atlanta are like video game numbers. Like his like advanced metrics and stuff and like advanced stats are like video game. It's like ridiculous. I think it's more of a small sample size, but Kevon Looney is another guy that makes you kind of go like, all right, so that was for Kuminga. Right. But again, the Kevon Looney thing, it's not my favorite thing. It's not. I wanted Nick Richards. But again, like when you're talking, backups, right? The idea isn't to have them play 25 minutes, right? Like, yeah, sure, there's going to be points during the regular season, but once you get to the playoffs, Kevon Looney's probably barely going to see the court, if at all. Like, I'm not worried about it. You know what I mean? It's just to kind of get you through the season. He'll be fine. But good work, man. I appreciate your updates. Well, thank you. I appreciate everyone watching. The fact that people even want to listen to me is amazing. If we could get Kuminga, what do you think a bigger need is, a backup big or a defensive wing? I think defensive wings. Backup bigs aren't hard to get, right? Like you could argue that's like the one area the Lakers have been really good at getting, right? Like, like you just don't need some superstar backup center. You don't, right? Like I said, once you get to the playoffs, that guy's barely going to play or he shouldn't have to play, right? Like we just like the last few years have gotten used to Jackson Hayes playing 30 minutes because we didn't have a starting center and he became our starting center. And then this year, DeAndre Ayton would like take himself out of games. So, but you're not supposed to be relying on a backup center. You're supposed to be, and you got Mamu still, which Mamu's probably going to play a bunch of things. So another wing is important, right? Like whether it's, a Zaire, or if you can go pull off a trade, go get a Derrick Jones Jr., depending on what happens after it's said and done. We'll see. Time will tell. The score for the Dodgers right now, we're at 1 point and Rockies 0 points. Awesome, Oliver. Go Dodgers. Need that dub. I still think we need another center, like a mentor for Kessler. That's there on the bench. I mean, you could argue Kevon Looney. Like if you're talking about a mentor, Kevon Looney is a great mentor. He's a champion. He's one of the best rebounding bigs in basketball, right? Like, I mean, Walker Kessler is already arguably a top 5 to 7 center in basketball. His numbers defensively literally rival Victor Wembanyama. He actually is better in several areas than Victor Wembanyama, like field goal percentage at the rim, right? Like, which is key. Like when guys get to the basket, they score more on Wemby than they do Walker Kessler, right? Like it's just, again, I would love a Nick Richards, right? Like if they still want to go get Nick Richards, great. But like if they don't, like I'm not going to be like, oh my God, what are the Lakers doing? Right? Like I just think the wing is the biggest priority personally. We need to keep Hardy, send Vando, connect Laravia plus Bronny. I mean, I wouldn't mind keeping Hardy. The problem is, like who are you playing him over? Right? So like if the Lakers do what they want, right? Then you're going to have, at worst, Luka, Austin Reeves, Jonathan Kuminga, Sandro Mamu, and Walker Kessler. Then you're going to have a Colin Sexton, a Quentin Grimes, right? Let's say they bring in a Zaire Williams or, Jake LaRavia or something like that, right? And then, you're going to have Kevon Looney, right? Whoever. I'd rather go with Carr over him, right? Like at either the guard position or the wing spot, which you probably wouldn't play the wing, play the guard. But still, I'd rather if it's like, oh, I'm going to play Hardy, I'd rather go with Carr and, and even Thiero, right? Like I don't know. Like I wouldn't hate it. He's a great shooter. He's the worst, statistically speaking, he's the worst defensive player on the team right now, which is a question, right? Like he is statistically speaking, he is the worst defensive player on the Lakers. So again, those are those kind of things. So, but again, I wouldn't hate it if they keep him. It's just things to keep in mind. 232 watching, 13 likes. Come on, guys. Yes. Well, now we have almost 600 people watching. which I appreciate all of you very much. So yes, please hit that like button for me, hit that subscribe button for me, and that would be awesome. When do you think the JK move will be done? My guess is by the end of this week. I don't think it happens in the like. I think the Lakers are going to exhaust all their options, and I don't mean like other trades. I'm talking about like, like do we want to go the salary dump route? Do we want to go the Kuminga route? I think they're going to explore other moves. Kind of like, are we looping this into the Utah trade? I think by the end of the week we have Jonathan Kuminga. I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if it happens tomorrow, but like my guess is probably like this weekend, like Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Obviously, the sooner the better, because then we got that out of the way, and it's like, all right, let's move on to the next thing. But I think at worst, probably the end of this week, right? By Monday, I think Jonathan Kuminga's a Laker. That again, that'd be my guess. Just keep Vandal for defense and Jake and DK somewhere. Problem is like ideally you want to get two-way guys, right? Like I don't want to dump Vandal just to dump Vandal, but if I can get somebody that is, maybe not as good defensively as Vando, but just a far better offensive player, I'd rather have that, right? Like if I can turn Vando into like, Derrick Jones Jr. or something like that, why wouldn't I do that, right? Again, I like Vando, but like the defense is needed, but you need more than just the defense, right? Like why am I playing him over like if Jake LaRavia is, like Jake LaRavia is a better offensive player than Jared Vanderbilt, and Jake LaRavia's defensive numbers were nearly identical, right? He led the team in steals and everything like that. Like, why would I play Vando over Jake LaRavia? You know what I mean? Like and I understand people are down on Jake LaRavia because of the playoff performance, but like again, it's like those kind of things. Like what? Like both guys give me like the same level of defense. Both guys give me the same level of rebounding. One guy's 6 million, one guy's 12 million. Like, let's see. Wish we had a tough guy as well to back up Reeves and Luka when people try to act tough. I mean, Dorian Finney-Smith, man, I'm getting bought out. Like, he'd be nice. He'd be nice to, kind of full circle, go from Marcus Smart to that. I think they need strong veteran presence who had one before, bro. I don't know, likes Nick Richards more. I mean, I do like Nick Richards more. And yes, you could make an argument. Like my whole argument, because people like, I've had people bring up like, hey, we need veteran presence. And I'm like, this guy's been to a conference finals, an NBA finals, right? Like, I just trust him to be your leader, right? But I'm good with, again, bringing in that veteran piece. Let's see. Seeing someone say they want DeMar, I got a bunch of comments about that. Like I got a bunch of comments recently about, get DeMar over Kuminga, which is like, I don't think DeMar makes sense. I don't really want DeMar. Kind of seems like something the Lakers would do, if I'm being honest. And like, I wouldn't hate it. I just don't know where he'd fit in, but not over Kuminga. Like if you're getting Kuminga, like say you trade for Kuminga and then like DeMar's like, man, I really want to be a Laker because I always, I grew up a Laker and he's willing to accept whatever role is asked of him and you can get him for a vet minimum. Like you could argue Lakers need talent. Go the talent signing, right? Like, so, but yeah, over Kuminga, I think is wild. Let's see. Bring back Metacrossing. Let's see. Do you think Pelinka is cooking something else up rather than Kuminga? Or do you think Pelinka is cooking up something else other than Kuminga? Like Charlotte's grandmother. I hope not Charlotte's grandmother. Like that's hard pass on that personally for me. But I mean, look, it's very possible. All we heard for like 2 days was that the Lakers were going to land Jalen Duren and that the Lakers were about to have a second meeting with Jalen Duren and Jalen Duren and Jalen Duren and Jalen Duren. And then all of a sudden the Lakers signed Walker Kessler. So, or not signed, but traded for Walker Kessler. These last few years, not all of them, but most of the Lakers moves have been things that no one's talked about, right? The only reason I am like pretty positive, I don't like to speak in definitives when it comes to sports. Like you'll never hear me say like, 100%. And even if I do, I usually correct myself, like, let me change that. Like, because you never know, right? Like, especially in sports, nothing's 100%. But I like the reason I lean to like 99.9999% that Kaminga is going to be a Laker is because literally everybody has said so. You almost never, like, when was the last, like, Laker haters, like reporters that hate the Lakers, other teams' reporters, all of the Laker reporters, like, usually they even have like mixed information. Like, these three guys will say one thing and these three guys will say another. And people will be like, Tyler, like, what do we do? And I'm like, who's your favorite reporter? Go with that guy, right? Like, so you usually get like all these different mixed kind of things. I always say, like, just take who you want. But this is like the one thing where everybody is like, yeah, Jonathan Kuminga is going to be a Laker. So I'm pretty confident it's going to be Kuminga. But depending on what and how that happens, other moves can still come, right? So, like, don't be shocked if Kuminga isn't the only move. I mean, obviously, they're going to have to fill out the rest of the roster, but, like, I'm talking about trade-wise. Because if the reports are true and Kuminga and Atlanta's willing to take Jared Vanderbilt and stuff like that, right? Like, and if they only want either a pick swap or a second, I mean, if I can get, like, let's say I give them, if they're willing to take just 1 second, if I can give them 1 second, even two, let's say I give them what I got for Will Hardy, or not Will Hardy, Jaden Hardy. Imagine if I give them what I got for Jaden Hardy. I still have a pick swap and a second. Like, I still have other moves in play. I can still do other things. I still have expiring contracts. Whether it's now here in the offseason or at the trade deadline, I got moves galore, right? What's new on the Kuminga rumors? A lot. Lakers have met and talked to Kuminga. Well, they didn't meet in person. They talked over video, but basically broke down like, hey, here's our plan. Here's how we're going to utilize you. Lakers are working on a sign and trade potentially with Atlanta. Atlanta reportedly is open to various options as far as like players in return. I love this channel. It's straight up delusional, no sources at all. It's a breath of fresh air from, I mean, I'm not I literally am just a fan, right? Like, make that pretty clear. Not an insider, not a reporter, just a fan that was blessed enough to have people that want to listen to me. We're here to have fun, have conversations, talk about stuff. Thumbs up the video, chat. Yes, thank you. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Let's see. Looney is the oldest, which is fine. I mean, he's 30. People are acting like he's like 38. Like he's 30. Let's see. Let's talk about Madeline Klein. Didn't he like a video? That rumor's been going on for like a year now. I'm optimistic, so I believe we got better in certain areas. This team is better than last year's team. They are. You got upgrade. You turn Rui into Mamu, who's all around better. You turn Colin Sexton or Luke Kennard into Colin Sexton, who's better. You turn Quentin Grimes or Marcus Smart into Quentin Grimes, who's all around better. Yes, Marcus Smart, you can argue, better defender. But Quentin Grimes is better shot creator, better playmaker, better, 3-point shooter, all of that. More consistent. He's definitely more consistent. So he gives you a level of consistency that you just don't get with Marcus Smart. Marcus Smart can be kind of hot and cold day to day. You turn DeAndre Ayton into Walker Kessler, who's literally already a top 5 to 7 center in basketball without playing alongside Luka Doncic. Lakers are better, and they're probably going to go get Jonathan Kuminga. You got more athleticism. You got younger. You got better defensively. You got better shooting, right? Lakers brought in 3 guys that shoot like 40% from 3-point range. You know what I mean? Like, and Lakers aren't even done. The only thing that like you don't have the replacement on is LeBron. But if Austin Reeves, and again, I'm usually labeled an Austin Reeves hater. People usually are like, Tyler, you hate Austin Reeves. But Austin Reeves' numbers without LeBron James is like 28, 6, and 8, right? Like, if he can be close to that, that offsets some of that production. Like I said, you're never going to replace LeBron. So what do? It's the collection, right? So Lakers now go get Jonathan Kuminga, bring in Isaiah Williams, have Cameron Carr, go bring in one more piece. Yes, you're not like LeBron gives you 28 and 8, but how do you offset the loss of LeBron, right? You're not going to offset him individually, but collectively. You're better defensively. You have fresher legs. You have a deeper bench. You have all these things, right? Like that's how you're going to offset him, right? We're far from a finished product, right? There's still a lot of work to do, but I like how it's shaping up personally. Do you believe the Lakers got better? Or literally, we was just talking about this. Yes. No, they are better than last year. They are. They're better than last year. They're better defensively. They got more athletic. They're deeper. Like Colin Sexton by himself is better than our entire bench last year. The guy averages 17 points a game off the bench. Do you know how desperately we would have loved to have 17 points a night off the bench? Right? Like that was like our entire bench unit. Right? Colin Sexton and Walker Kessler alone make us better. Like, got a super chat. Adam coming out the $5 super chat. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Thank you for the content, my boy. Well, thank you, Adam. Seriously. Thank you for watching. Thank you for handing out all of that. Let's go Lake Town. Yes, it's coming. I'm excited. I really am. Right? Like, I know some people are kind of like, like, again, look, chemistry is a big theme. I've talked very heavily about, hey, we need to stop having this roster turnover. Guess what? We just signed everybody for long-term deals, right? It might take a year or so. Like the Knicks didn't win right away, right? Things take time. We're deeper. We're younger. We're more athletic. We got better two-way guys, right? I really like where we're at, right? Will there be some growing pains? Sure. Right? There's going to be some moments where it's like, this is the best team in basketball. Oh my God. And then there's going to be moments where it's like, this team is garbage. Get rid of everybody, right? I mean, that's what it was last year even, right? Like you had the stretch where it's like, Lakers are the best team in basketball. We just beat Denver and we just beat Houston twice and we just beat them. And then there was that stretch earlier, right? Like right before that where we lost like 20 out of like 22 games or something like that. Right? Like that's how it goes. You're going to have the roller coaster, but I'm excited. But anyway, Adam, thank you so much. Seriously, I appreciate that super chat. It was very kind of you. All right, let's get back into the regular chat till some more trickle in. How about Dorian Finney-Smith? Look, I'm all for Dorian Finney-Smith. He's expected to be bought out or waived and stretched. They'll probably just buy him out because he has 2 years non-guaranteed. Dorian Finney-Smith, I know people are going to look at his stats last year and go, he was terrible shooting the ball. Couple context clues or context that's important. One, he was injured all year, right? Two, he'd be a vet minimum. Three, Houston had zero playmaking. Dorian Finney-Smith, his entire career, has thrived off of playmakers, right? His best years were alongside Luka Doncic. Put him back alongside Luka Doncic. Here's the other thing, too. We would not need him like we previously did. Previously, he was like our sole, two-way wing. Like he was it. He was like all we had, right? Where now you'd be looking for him to be just a rotational wing, which I appreciate. Another thing that's good about Dorian Finney-Smith, and I probably should have mentioned this. I don't think I mentioned it in my in the video that I talked about it, but Dorian Finney-Smith would be really good for Cameron Carr and Adou Thiero. Veteran 3-and-D wing who has built the career of being one of the most versatile defenders in all of basketball. Like he is, like last year, his offensive numbers were terrible. His defensive numbers were still great. Still had great defensive numbers. I think they were like a +8 in the defensive department with him. Or I think it was like 8.5 with him on the court, right? So he's somebody that is just ideal and has literally built a career on just being that like 3-and-D wing, being that prototype guy. So I love it. I just hope the trade doesn't take very long. I mean, I'm fine as long as like there's purpose, right? Like if they just drag it on, like, but also like I want to see them build out the best team possible. You know what I mean? Like, so I'm fine being patient. I get it. Like us as a fan base, like Laker fans aren't super patient, right? Like we want it now. Like, let's go. Come on. But I'm fine being patient, letting things marinate, letting things develop, and then let's see what the end result is, right? Like, because if I know I have Luca, why am I in a or Luca Kaminga? If I know I have Kaminga, why am I in a rush? Like, hey, buddy, we're working on the moves. Don't worry, nothing for you is going to change. We're just going to go over here and we're going to try to upgrade this roster more, right? I'm fine with that, But uh, if Kaminga was interested in joining the Lakers, he should have committed already. Instead, that's obviously interested in joining the Cavs. Sure, buddy. That's not how it works, but okay. It is sad to watch how Lakers just completely fell. Or actually, so then why didn't he sign with the Cavs already? Right? Like that was an obvious response. It is sad to watch how the Lakers just completely fell apart. And once LeBron said he wasn't coming back, all those players didn't want to come back. What players didn't want to come back? I mean, Rui Hachimura literally waited for the Lakers. Told him, "Hey, we're not bringing you back." Jackson Hayes got the bag. Like, so it's like, I don't really blame him from that. Luke Kennard, the Lakers weren't going to bring back, right? Because they were bringing in Sexton and all these other guys. Where does Kennard fit in that? So Kennard went and signed. Like, Marcus Smart, you could argue, but like, I don't think it had anything to do with LeBron. I just think he wanted to go play with Ime Udoka, right? That was his coach. That's his buddy. Oh, got another super chat. Oh, Adam coming out with another $5 super chat. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Dorian Finney-Smith and DeMar solves our slot 3 position, and you can rotate DeMar to start 16 minutes. Dorian Finney-Smith 60 minutes, and Carr 60 minutes. Lead jump defender to wear them down. First off, I appreciate you, Adam. Thank you so much. Personally, like I said, you could argue DeMar DeRozan talent, right? Talent fit. Bring him in just for the talent. I just don't think. I think he's the last thing we need. An isolation scorer that is best with the ball in his hands, that just doesn't shoot threes. Like, not even that he can't, because I mean, he's not great at shooting threes, but it's not even that he can't. It's he just doesn't. Like, he refuses to. So, the argument would be you could always have one, right? Like, hey, LeBron, Luka, and Austin Reeves made it work. So maybe DeMar, Luka, and Austin Reeves can make it work. And you could always have one of DeMar and Luka or DeMar and Reeves or whatever. So you always have like that scoring and shot creation on the court. I'm just personally, I wouldn't like if we get news tomorrow that DeMar DeRozan signed up, with the Lakers, right? Signed a deal with the Lakers. I'm not going to be like, oh my God, like what are the Lakers doing? Like, no, I'm going to be like, that is great, right? Like, give me talent. Like, the argument for him would be talent. The argument for him would be, like, he's a very talented player that can come in and really help talent-wise. I just don't think he's what we need. Like, I would rather go with Jonathan Kuminga. I'd rather go with the athleticism. Give me the two-way capability and the upside, right? Dorian Finney-Smith, I'm all over. Dorian Finney-Smith, sign me up, right? Like, especially on a vet minimum, I think he'd be an absolute no-brainer. So again, I'm all for that position in that spot. But thank you. I appreciate you, Adam. Thank you again. Mission coming out $20 super chat. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Super chat challenge. Well, thank you. Seriously. First off, $20 super chat is very kind of you. And yeah, absolutely. Whatever that challenge is, if it's send them. Or you know what I should do? I should probably put a goal. I never really do that, and like I should do that. What do you mean? Here, I'll do 10. There we go. And we'll do an hour. And then we'll do Lakers will land Kuminga. Lakers will land Kuminga. I should do the goals more often. I just, like I said, I say it all the time. I'm not like here just for that. I'm very appreciative. It helps me a ton. As somebody that does this for a living, super chats help me a ton. You guys have no idea. But this is, like I say all the time, this is my opportunity to, really talk to you guys. It's hard to respond to 1,000 comments, especially the amount of videos that I'm pumping out all that time. It's hard. I try to get to as many people as I can. But to me, this is my opportunity and chance to like really kind of connect with everybody and have conversations and, create that, foundation, create that community and base. But again, I appreciate you seriously. And if you can start a chain, right, I'll gladly take it. Thank you. I appreciate you. All right, let me get back to the regular chat until some more super chats trickle in. All right, where was I? Shoot. Okay, here we go. Let's see. Bro, can you rank what position we will be in every category in offense, defense, rebounding, and playmaking? Like league wise? Like if you're talking league wise, like I think Lakers are at worst a top 3 offense, if not. But I mean, Lakers were 9th last year with like Luka missing a quarter of the season, LeBron James missing half the season, and Austin Reeves missing half the season. And we had like no two-way players, right? So like, I think we're at worst top 3 offense. I actually think we're pretty good rebounding. I'd say I'll say we're above average. I'll put us in like top 12 rebounding. Defense, we were 19th last year and we have better two-way. I'll say 12th in defense. I think we'll be 12th in defense. Playmaking, I think we'll be the best, potentially the best playmaking team. Best. I'll say we're first in playmaking. So first in playmaking, I'll say third in offense, which I wouldn't be shocked if we're number 1. 12th in defense, 12th in rebound. I think that's fair. I don't think that that's a crazy assessment. I don't think that that's a crazy, prediction. Will the Lakers use small ball lineups next season? Absolutely, especially with Sandro Mamu, right? Like he's like perfect as like your small ball center, can rebound, defend, athletic, right? All of that. So yes, absolutely, they will, without a doubt. Dorian Finney-Smith buyout, yes, I was just talking about that a moment ago. Yes, he would be perfect. In just the rotation, they probably weren't sure of what was going to happen. State of flux. Yeah, I mean, again, everything takes time. Everything's got to marinate. They're working on every option, working on every path. Like if I can clear, like if I'm gonna have to give up assets and picks to go land Jonathan Kuminga, well, let me make sure I can't like use those same assets to get something better, or maybe salary dump, right? Like, what if I can use the same assets that I have to use for that, add in my other assets, and then go and get, maybe salary dump 28 million, and now I can take back, like Lakers at 28 million, Lakers would be able to take back, I think like 37 million or something like that, and like in trades and stuff. Like that might be, I could just sign, Jonathan Kuminga at that point and then go make other trades and other moves. So, let's see. Yes, Jonathan Kuminga. So there were reports last year that if Jonathan Kuminga would have hit free agency, he was going to go to the Lakers, that he was going to sign with the Lakers. So yes. Oh, got another super chat. Keith, coming out to $5 super chat. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. We can't fix all in one offseason. May take a couple years, at least trading upwards. Let's go. Yes, look, I this is something that I've talked about. You're spot on, Keith. I've talked about this very heavily, right? Like it is so incredibly hard to win. They're not just, I said the Lakers would bring in 6 to 8 guys. That was my prediction. That was my thought. It looks like it's going to be like 13 new guys by the time we're all said and done. It is really hard to basically build a roster from scratch and the same year win a championship. It's not impossible, but things usually take time. A lot of people go like, we did it in 2019, 2020, but most of that, like 80% of that roster was already on the team, right? Kuminga or Kuzma, right? You had LeBron already. Like you had, KCP. You had these pieces already to where it wasn't as big of a leap. You just added in, like who they said, like Danny Green, like 3 guys, 4 guys. So it wasn't this drastic, turnaround. They had Rondo already, right? Like, so it was just like, hey, we're adding in these final touches. And then of course you go and bring in Anthony Davis. So, again, we'll see. I'm not saying it won't. You never know. You never know, right? If you're somebody that hates this roster or thinks this roster's trash or whatever, you should go back and look at what people were saying about San Antonio, right? Outside of Wemby, they don't defend. They can't shoot. They're too young. They're like literally everything that people are saying about this Lakers roster, they were saying about that team, right? And Spurs fans didn't even think that they were going to be in the NBA Finals, right? Because you don't know until you're in it. All of a sudden, everything starts meshing. Everything starts coming together. Everything starts looking really good. And it's like, wow. And then another thing too that's worth mentioning, like I see so many people that like, which I would have been fine with running back most of the roster, like going in some things, but like people are acting like we didn't just get swept by OKC, right? I think if we would have had Luka, it would have been a different series. I'm not saying we would have won it, but I do think it would have been a different series. But like, I mean, we didn't stand a chance. They blew us out every game. You know what I mean? It's like, like we did this in 2023. Remember? Oh, we just need another year. We just need chemistry, and then we got swept again. Right? It's like, you gotta redo this. But anyway, I appreciate you, Keith. All right, let's get back to regular chat until some more trickle in. I like Kuminga too. I'm right there with you. Right there with you. We have better small ball options now. Yeah, without a doubt. Dorian Finney-Smith, the bad now. Defensively, he was still actually very good. Offensively, he was abysmal, like god awful. But I think he's worth the risk. Vet minimum, rotation. You're not looking for him to be your starter. Lakers missed out massively on Kelly Oubre. This is assuming Kelly Oubre wanted to come, right? This is something that I talk about regularly. So many people go like, oh, we should have signed this guy, or we should have went and got this guy, or we should have went and done this. Yeah, that's great if they wanted to come. Kelly Oubre's had like a chance to come to Lakers like every 2 years, and he's chose every team but the Lakers. I'm willing to go out and say, hey, I don't think Kelly Oubre wants to go to the Lakers because he's had multiple chances to be a Laker and never has done it. Right? Like, so again, it's easy to go like, oh, hey, we really missed out on this guy, or we should have signed this guy over, Sexton or whatever. Right? Like, that's assuming that they wanted to come to the Lakers. It's also very possible that they just didn't want to come to the Lakers. Right? Like, not everyone wants to be a Laker. Not everyone wants to play in a rotation role. Some guys, want to go home or play with these guys or whatever. Right? Like, there's a million things. So, how can we get DeMar DeRozan? I mean, just sign him. I mean, he's a free agent. Just depends on if he's willing to take a vet minimum, and if not, how much. Let's see. What's going on, Lewis? He ain't signing with the Lakers because he ain't standing in the corner shooting threes. That's not. He wouldn't stand in the corner all game anyway. They would need him for his shot creation and being a slash cutter, move without the basketball. Reeves going to have to be, he absolutely has to be better, particularly the playoffs. Austin Reeves' numbers are like very Luka-esque when, LeBron doesn't play. But that is, in small doses, small sample sizes, right? We're going to find out how good he really is. And it's also with it being the regular season, right? What is he going to be come playoff time? That's the key. What is he come playoffs? I disagree. I think this offseason has been great. And Lakers aren't even finished. For building an entirely new roster, the Lakers have been great. DeRozan is not a fit at all on the Lakers. Agreed. Again, I wouldn't hate it, but again, you could argue talent, but y'all let 2 good 3-point shooters walk though. Yeah, but I would rather have Colin Sexton, who is going to give me 17 a night, and isn't 50% from 3-point range, but is 40% on 7 threes, then like I like Luke Kennard a ton. Like, he was great, and I don't want to sell him short. I don't, right? Just because he left or whatever. Like, no, he was phenomenal for us. I love what Luke Kennard did. But I talked about this even when he was cooking. He doesn't shoot. He doesn't want to mess with his percentages. Give me the guy that'll shoot 8 threes at 40% than the guy that'll shoot, 2 threes at 50%. I'm getting more production. I'm getting more minutes. I'm getting more quality, right? Like, you're talking about a guy in Colin Sexton that literally gets you 17 a night. He's averaged 17 a night, right? Like, give me the guy that can just shoot, that will shoot the volume, So he's fine there. And then, Rui, the shooting, again, is tough. But, again, give me the guy that shoots 39% from 3-point range and is a better rebounder, defender, playmaker, right? Like, yeah, like it's easy to go like, oh, man, like we just lost shooters. But we replaced them with good shooters who do more. Yeah, they might not be elite like those guys, but give me the good shooters that do more than just shoot, right? Let's see. DeRozan can come off the bench. I wouldn't hate, like I said, I wouldn't hate it if it happened. I don't think so, but yes, that's the question, is the playoffs, right? That is absolutely the playoffs. Feels like Kaminga can improve his 3-point shot. People forget Rui was 30 something 3-point. Yes, I mean Rui really evolved and emerged. Kaminga's also shot 40%. Kaminga had an entire playoffs where he shot 40%. So he's somebody that can absolutely shoot the 3 ball. It's just, again, getting the opportunities and stuff like that. So, figuring that out. What's going on, Blucka? Thank you for popping in, buddy. I'm hearing it could be Connect, Vando, Laravia, and pick swap for Kaminga, 2-year, 30 million, 15 per year, and Buddy Hield. Yes, I was talking about that earlier. I had a video up that was about that very thing. But yeah, again, everything's rumor until it isn't, but that makes sense. It really does. Lakers get a shooter to replace Kennard and stuff, and then you get Kaminga. I'm all for it. And you'd open up a rush spot, and I think clear a little money because, if Lakers could pull something like that off, that'd be a steal in my opinion. Let's see, Sexton, Hardy, Carr, Looney are all good bench pieces. Yes, agreed. The bench will be productive this season. Something that couldn't be said these last couple of seasons. The run and gun with the best of them. Yes, like our bench is actually going to be really good this year. We haven't had a good bench in years, like literally. Let's see. If we get Kaminga, do you look to trade AR-15 at the deadline? I mean, it depends on how everything plays out, right? Like, again, no one is untradeable, right? Like, but you don't just trade people. Like, it has to be justified, right? What if Austin Reeves really is 28, 6, and 8, right? Like, it's like, dude, I can't give that guy up. What if he's great? But what if it just doesn't work, right? Like, what if Luka and him just don't work? Then you might have to trade him, right? Or, Kaminga and Carr just like emerge, and it's like, dude, we're better with Carr on the court in Reeves' place, right? Like, we're not bringing Reeves out the bench for 40 minutes. Like, again, there's a lot of things. No one's untradeable. No one. The only guy in the entire league that is probably untradeable is Wemby. Outside of that, no one's really untradeable. So yes, if it makes sense, then yes, you do it, right? Like, absolutely. Let's see. Why would you want to trade Air at the again? I don't think that they will. One, I think that they're going to end up, doing, like, at least giving them a year, right? I don't think that they'll do that. But again, if something happens and, if it makes sense, it makes sense. Bro, stop with the salary dump. It's been years. No one wants our players. Like, Lakers have made a trade every year. Rob has been in office except for one. And that was the year no one made a trade. So teams obviously do want our players because Lakers are regularly trading them. Let's see. Kaminga has similar defensive metrics to PJ Washington before he was traded to Dallas and bought in. Exactly. Kaminga's actually better in some areas, but yes. Is Kaminga going to be the starting 3 or 4? And if so, who's the other starter? So as of right now, it looks like it's going to be Kaminga at the 3, and then Sandro Mamu would be the starting 4, which I like Mamu at the 4. Ideally, I'd like him off the bench, but we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Didn't you just say he's not going to the Lakers because they didn't sign him? So what's the excuse for the Cavs? Do you really think Kaminga is the answer? I mean, I think he potentially can be. We won't know until he's actually there, right? Like, is he going to be a superstar wing this season? Like, probably not. But Derrick Jones Jr. and PJ Washington weren't looked at as the answer. They were pedestrian. Like, people forget Derrick Jones Jr. was a journeyman. He was hopping around from team to team to team and then rotting away on Chicago's bench. Like, Luka has a reputation for elevating centers, and rightfully so. He's also elevated wings, right? Derrick Jones Jr. ended up parlaying that into like a multi-year contract with the Clippers, right? Like, PJ Washington got a 4-year, $17 or $18 million AAV, right? Like, And both of those guys were looked at as pedestrian. And by the way, they both only shot like 34% from 3-point range, right? So they weren't like these elite 3-point shooters or anything like that either. I actually like Looney. I remember him being a scrappy dude. I made the right play and got boards. Yeah, he's fine. Again, it's not my favorite move. I wanted Nick Richards. He's fine. Like, again, you just need to get through the regular season. Once you get to the playoffs, he's not going to see the court. Most backup centers don't, and if they do, it's just in spots. You'll be fine. What about Watson? I would love Watson. I mean, that's still my dream. I don't know. Like, he's the one that I said, like, what if they're like, he's the guy that comes out of left field? Is there any chance? Is there a chance? Yes. Is it super realistic? Probably not. But yeah, absolutely. There's of course a chance. How will Carr be in the rotation? It's really going to come down to his defense, right? How good is he defensively? Is he going to be able to hold his own? I'm not saying he has to be elite. I'm not saying he has to be anything, but can he consistently knock down his shot and play defense? Because the problem with Dalton Knecht is he's the worst defender, right? Like, and he's not, and he doesn't get enough offensive opportunity to where you can justify keeping him on the court. That's where Carr is going to, like, doing the hustle plays, doing the dirty work, playing defense, knocking down the open shot. If he can do those things, it'll be hard to get him off the court. We're probably not getting Watson, but who knows? Exactly. I mean, look, is it possible? Absolutely. Is it likely? No. Sign and trade Kuminga, trade for PJ or DJJ, sign Zaire, and let's hoop. I'm with you. We need Derrick Jones Jr. also. Then we have a real starting five. I would love Derrick Jones Jr. That's actually an easy path to get to, depending on what you give up. Luka will upgrade whoever they bring in. Look at what he did. Exactly. I literally was just saying this. You're preaching to the choir, Tony. Yes, exactly. Literally a guy that went from, like, these are guys that weren't, like, no one was talking about, oh, that's the move. Dallas just got PJ Washington and Daniel Gafford. Watch out. No, everyone was like, oh, that's cool, right? Like, and that was the gist of it. Hey, champ, what's your gut telling you who you are? The Lakers landing Kuminga. I am almost positive. I don't like speaking in definitives. I don't like, because again, it's sports. Every time you think something is a lock, it turns out that it's not. I am like 99.999999% sure Kuminga is going to be a Laker. Again, I could be completely wrong. It's not like I'm on the phone talking to Kuminga or talking to Rob or anything like that. It is very possible that it's not. I just think that there is an overwhelming consensus, and usually that's a good sign. Something's happening. So yes. Let's see. Trying to find something to me real quick. We need DeRozan. Personally, no. Again, wouldn't hate it if it happens, but no, we can fleece Cleveland for Bronny. I would. If they really want Bronny, like, I am like, hey, sorry, how many firsts you got over there? Who's going to be our vocal leader on this team? I mean, you have Luka, right? For one. But I also think Kevon Looney is somebody that can really be that for you. I mean, he was, a leader and a voice in Golden State. So who cares who the fans want? I mean, yeah, it's what's best for the team. Usually the fans in the front offices usually aren't aligned. Doing a great job, man. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Seriously. Genuinely. Let's see. Start trying to find some me. Let's go Lakers. 2027 champs. Yes. Lock it in. It's the lock guarantee. Give us Joker if only. He won't get more than 15 million. Agreed. Jonathan Kuminga is Lakers, but no offer him a lot of money. Yeah, like I said, I think he'll be around 15 million. Probably what it'll be. What about DeRozan and Kuminga? I mean, again, it's one of those things, like, I wouldn't hate it. It's not my favorite. Not something I'd be running to the door to do. Can we get something else other than JK from the Hawks in a sign and trade? Yes. I mean, technically, yes. I mean, you could theoretically get whatever, it just depends on, what they're willing to give up and, what assets they value and then so on and so forth. So, let's see. Any chance we could do PJ Washington and Kaminga? I mean, theoretically, yes, because Lakers can take on quite a bit of money in a trade. It's how you structure it. It really comes down to how much do you have to pay Kaminga, and what does that trade look like? But theoretically, yes, you could go trade for Jonathan. You could sign a trade for Jonathan Kaminga, and let's say you have, what is PJ Washington? PJ Washington, off the top of my head, is like 18 million. I think it's like 17.9, something like that. But let's just call it 18 million. Lakers could take back in that trade 9 million. So theoretically, like let's say they did, whatever, Hardy and Jared Vanderbilt for Kaminga, right? And then you did Dalton Connect and Jake LaRavia. Off the top of my head, I'm pretty sure you could land both. Right? Obviously, assets. How low would they go? Is it likely? No. I actually think Derrick Jones Jr. is very possible. I think is much more realistic than PJ Washington. The only argument for PJ Washington is, does Dallas want to get off of his money? Right? Does Dallas want to get off? Right? Like if they do, then yeah, you're good. Let's see. Peyton Watson, I would love Peyton Watson. Can we get PJ? Technically, yes. Let's see. Vando's the worst. Lakers need defense. Yes, they do need defense. DeRozan, yes, you can argue DeRozan is a better player than Kaminga, but not what we need. Again, it's not just basketball isn't about just throwing the best 5 players on a roster, right? I mean, us as Laker fans should know better than anybody. We've had some insane rosters on paper over the years. It's not that simple, as much as I would love for it to be that simple. Let's see. Blazers have 21 players. Get Grant on a buyout after Kaminga trade. Jeremy Grant isn't on the Blazers anymore. He was traded he's on Memphis. But I think Memphis is the team that has 21 players, not the Blazers. I don't think the Blazers. I think you met Memphis. Yeah, stay away from that personally. Grant got traded for Morant. Yes. Go sign Dorian Finney-Smith. I'm all with it. I don't think Nick Richards has even played in the playoff game before. A lot of these guys haven't. But again, you're trusting the young guys. Let's see. Dorian Finney-Smith. I'm assuming, or Jonathan Kaminga. Younger, more upside, gives you more versatility. Dave McMillan. Yeah. Do you agree Sexton and Carr is going to be great backcourt defenders behind Luka and AR? Yeah, I mean, if they buy in and get it done, yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Oh, okay. So you did mean Memphis. Yes, correct. It's very possible. The problem is that Mamu's official. Nice. The problem is Jonathan that Jeremy Grant has like 70 million still on his deal. So it's like, it's tough. But nice. So Mamu officially signed. So okay, so they haven't signed Grimes, which is the biggest signing, and they haven't done the Kessler trade. So again, the order is very important. So I imagine that this was purposeful. I imagine that they made Mamu official for purpose. Hopefully something's brewing. Hopefully. Luka Hayes, Grant Williams. Kaminga is not that great. Player might be young, but the reason no one wants to pay him. Again, Atlanta is open to bringing him back. I mean, that was one of the first reports that like, hey, Atlanta will bring him back. They just want him at a reasonable price. They just didn't want to pay him $24 million, which I don't blame. If we can get Grant on a buyout after getting JK, you go and get him. Yeah. I mean, look, if Jeremy Grant gets bought out, yes, absolutely. Tyler, any way we can get Herb Jones or someone else on the trade market after signing Kaminga? Yes. I mean, theoretically, again, it depends on how the Kaminga trade goes. But technically, yes, you could get a Derek Jones Jr. Herb Jones is somebody else that, he's making just under 15 million this year before his new extension kicks in. It just depends on how many assets you have, how much did Kaminga go for, and what do those other teams want? Are those other teams willing to accept what you have for that? Lakers end up signing and trading Kaminga and they have 3 seconds. That's probably enough to go get a Derek Jones Jr. I don't know if that'll be enough to get Herb Jones, but 12 to 13 million to sign Kaminga. I mean, ideally, but I think he'll end up being in that 15 million range. Why people acting like Looney will play 40 minutes every night? Yeah, exactly. It's fine. It's not my favorite signing. I wasn't like, oh my God, we got Kevon Looney. Praise the Lord, right? Like I was just like, like, all right. Like Tyler, if we sign and trade for Kaminga, are you asking do I think we sign and trade for Kaminga? Yes. I think that seems to be the most likely route. Kaminga, I don't think he'll get 20 million. Yeah, Lakers offered 2 years, 20 million, which is basically what they could offer without making a trade for him. So basically they were like, hey, instead of us trading for you, would you just take this? And he was like, nah, hard pass. Looney can still defend and rebound. The Lakers do not need scoring big anyway with Luka and Austin. That's why Ayton was upset. He did not get the ball enough. He said it himself. Exactly. Lakers are fine. He'll be okay. He'll be good. Kevon Looney is fine. If Atlanta will take Vando, then get JK, we give Rob Blizzard lots. If Atlanta really is willing to take Jared Vanderbilt, you do whatever you have to in order to get that trade done. We need a power forward, not another tweener guard, but Pelinka is horrible roster building. What are you referring to? Looks 38, but he's 30. Who could you see the Lakers getting after Kaminga? I still think Zaire Williams is going to end up being a Laker. Lakers have been interested in him for years, and he still hasn't signed with anybody. And I think the Lakers are going to bring him in. I think they're just waiting to see kind of what the books and everything checks out is. So he's somebody, if you're talking trade wise, I think they explore somebody like a Derek Jones Jr., somebody that's cheap enough to where you could make it work, assuming that they have assets left over. Tyler, what are some examples of moves we can do trade-wise after signing and trade for Kaminga? I'd love Herb Jones or something like that. Like I said, Derek Jones Jr. Is probably one of the most realistic, if not the most realistic. He's making 10 million this year. He's an expiring contract. Your Clippers are losing him after this year, and Clippers just signed, or not signed, but signed and traded for like 10 guys that play his role, right? So I think he's probably the most realistic, right? And no one's given up a first for Derek Jones Jr. or anything like that. So I think if Lakers have like 2 seconds, I think they could probably get him, if not now at the trade deadline, because they're not going to want to lose him for nothing. So that's my guess. You know what I mean? But yeah, we'll see. Let's see. Just came. What is now with Kessler? Kessler will be later, right? Utah is leaving it open. So both teams want to leave it open. Both teams are trying to find things. I come Bucket and Sexton. Let's see. Sorry, trying to find something me real quick. Looney should be our third string center, not our backup. Nick Richards should be our backup. So, I mean, he probably is. I mean, Mamu's probably going to play a lot of center. But again, we'll see. We'll see kind of, what they end up doing. I mean, again, I'm sure there's going to be more moves coming. Looney's not better than Hayes, though. He's a better rebounder. You could argue better defender, but no, he's not better. I think he's better. Thanks for the update. It's okay to speculate and wishful to begin. Yeah, look, again, this is a fan channel. Well, first off, I appreciate you. Again, this is a fan channel, not an insider, not a reporter, just some random dude on the internet who got lucky and, blessed to have people that want to listen. I mean, we have 850 people in the stream. That's crazy. When I started this, I would have been happy with 8, right? Like, I mean, I'd still be happy with 8, right? But I'm very blessed. Again, I don't make the videos for the people that don't like it, right? Like, I don't do anything for people that don't like it, right? I do it for the people that do like it, and I get it's not for everybody. I get not everybody enjoys my content, but it'd be no matter what. I could be the greatest insider, reporter, news guy, whatever, and there's still going to be people that are like, you suck, right? It's part of the internet, right? So again, I don't do what I do for the people that hate it, right? And guess what? They're all still watching anyway. If you look at the comments, it's always the same people every video. Like, if I got paid for how much I was on these people's mind, I'd be rich. Like, it's crazy. Like, let's see. Yeah, Looney was a big part of the Warriors championships. Again, he's a really good, solid pickup, right? He's not like, he's not my favorite signing, but again, I think he's fine. Lakers are slow and bad in defense so far. I think you should look up some of these guys. Go watch the Mamu highlights of him playing in the Euro tournament right now. We need that 7'5" guy from the G League. Are you talking about Sharp? Jamarian Sharp? Lakers and several others have tried that, and it's just not worked. For whatever reason, it just hasn't worked out. Let's see. Everybody hating. We just call them fans, though. Yes, I say it all the time. I don't have haters. I have fans in denial. Let's see. Bro acting like Rui's Kawhi. It's usually how it goes, right? Rui's trash when he's on the Lakers. Now he goes to the Clippers. He's the best player in basketball. Right. Looney is a trusted veteran who at least tries on defense. Not like he's fine. Yes, exactly. He's fine. He's not the greatest guy. He's not the greatest center ever, but you're not looking for him to be your main guy. You're looking for him just to, again, slot in, play some minutes throughout the course of the season. Be a contributor. Once you get to the playoffs, the guy probably never sees the court. What's up, Tyler? What's going on? Can we land Watson? Also excited for next season. We actually have a decent bench now. Also excited to see what Adu, Bronny, Carr look like. Agreed. I mean, can we? Yes. Theoretically, yes. Realistically, probably not. Right? I actually think, and wouldn't be surprised if we end up getting Cameron Johnson still. Like, I wouldn't be surprised at all. I wouldn't be surprised if the Lakers go and trade for Jonathan Kuminga and then just go get Cameron Johnson for free. Like, and honestly, that might be the best course of action for them. But we'll see. Like I said, it depends on what is done after, or what happens after the Kuminga trade. Hi, Tyler. Are the Lakers waiting for LeBron to see if they can do a sign and trade to a team he picks? I mean, it's possible. I don't think the Lakers are waiting for that because, again, you can structure your signings and stuff any way you want. So I don't think that they're waiting for that, but I definitely think it's an option. I definitely think that the Lakers, if they can turn him into something, they will, right? Sorry, I gotta plug in my laptop. But yeah, I mean, I would imagine that if he wants to, I mean, he also has to make a decision soon. Like what are you gonna do? Like, LeBron said himself, he might not make a move till August. Like, if that's the case, like, nobody can wait for him. Like, if you need a sign and trade, too bad. You should have made your decision quicker. Who was it? Brian Windhorst said today, I believe, that LeBron already knows where he's going. Right? Like, I think he knows where he's going. Look, I'm a big LeBron guy. I am. Love LeBron. Love that he was on the team. Sucks to see him go. I still got the poster or the canvas. I still got everything, right? Like, I never want to see LeBron go. I'm on record numerous times saying that, I believe he's the GOAT. He also really loves attention, and it's annoying, right? Like he loves to stir up the pot, and like Rich Paul's over here talking about like every 30 teams have contacted me. I believe that, yeah. I think every team in the league would have him, even just for financial reasons, right? But the whole like, everyone has a chance. Like, stop it. He's not going to Charlotte. He's not going to Brooklyn. Like, knock off the theatrics. Again, I love LeBron, big LeBron guy. Knock off the theatrics. You're either going to Cleveland, 76ers, Warriors. Like we don't need to keep playing this like, but maybe he'll go over it. Like, no, he's not. He's not going there. Right? Like, let's stop make believe. Just hurry it up. And LeBron's going to end up hurting himself, right? Because the entire league is on hold. Everybody's waiting. And then what's going to happen is he's going to end up going somewhere. He's going to want them to upgrade the roster. And it's like, dude, you took so long. I can't. Right? Like, so anyway, yes, the 3 wasn't there this year, but I also think there's a lot of that. I think a lot of that had to do with the injury and lack of playmaking. So, yeah, exactly. Again, for years, all I heard was that Rui doesn't play defense. He's trash. All he does is shoot. Like, don't get me wrong. Rui's very beloved. He's a very beloved Laker. Probably one of the most beloved I've ever seen. But all anybody ever talked about was how Rui was this, that, and the other. And now that he's gone, everyone's like, like we're the worst team in basketball because of Rui Hachimura. It's like, what? Let's see. Sorry, last year we ended up 4th in competitive West. This year coming, I don't see it yet. Looks like a play-in team again. I disagree. I think Lakers are better this year than they were last year. Lakers could be better this year and still finish a lower seeding, by the way. Lakers were arguably better last year and finished a lower seeding. Matisse Thybulle, yes, I love Matisse Thybulle. Yeah. No, they were voted not to even make the play-in. You're being too kind, RJ. They were the consensus was that they were going to miss the play-in. All right. Let's see. I can say this. No one thought the Knicks had a championship team, and look what happened. Exactly. No one thought the Spurs were going to be the second best team in all of basketball. And guess what? It happened. Grimes is official too. All right, cool. So they're doing all the signings. Good. So they're starting to put everything in order, which is good. All right, cool. Hopefully that means something's coming. Something's brewing. Damn, I'm going to have to stay up late, aren't I? I mean, if they're already doing they're already announcing the signings. Great. How about Michael Porter Jr. Available? Supposedly they're going to trade him. If he doesn't sign an extension, that they're going to trade him. So let's see. We'll see. Let's see. DeMar doesn't want to be in LA. I don't know about that. I just think he's looking at it going like, I'm going to probably be coming off the bench, playing 10 minutes. Tyler, how far do you think the Raptors getting this season? Also, could you see DeMar going back there? DeMar back to Toronto actually makes a lot of sense if he's willing to take a bench role. I think the Raptors would be really good. Like, they might be. If the Sixers are healthy, they're probably the best team in the East. Like, I think Raptors are probably top 3, depending on how healthy Kawhi Leonard is this year. Let's see. If we get JK, when do you think we get him? Like I said, I think by the end of the week. I think if we get Jonathan Kuminga, it's by the end of the week. Let's see. We were the 4th seed with Anthony, DeAndre, and yeah, exactly. We were a play-in team every year with Anthony Davis and LeBron, right? Like, again, everyone seems so certain that they know how this team is going to be. I don't know. I think they're better than they were last year. right? I've broken it down a million times. But again, maybe they're terrible. I don't know. Like so many people are acting like they know for sure, like this team is going to be terrible. Or like, again, this team isn't even finished. Two, again, we've had better teams on paper and we're playing teams, right? We've had better teams on paper and missed the playoffs. We've had better teams, on paper and we're getting swept in the first round. We had two superstars in LeBron James and Anthony Davis and getting swept in the first round every year, right? Like it just, again, like we have no idea what this is going to look like. Yeah, correct. Dave McMahon did say that Lakers are out on tomorrow, or that he doesn't want to go there. We love you and your content. Well, thank you. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. Gabe Vincent, that's the key. Bring Gabe Vincent back. Lakers are winning the championship. Right? That's the final. That's the final guy. You're a good man. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Seriously, very kind of you. Yeah, if we bring Gabe Vincent back 82-0, I love it. As long as JJ is the head coach, I know Dorian Finney-Smith is coming back. Yeah, JJ is a very good head coach. I really like JJ as our head coach. Got another super chat. Keith, coming out with another $2 for chat. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I root for the name in the front of the jersey. Yeah, 1,000%. By LeBron James. Good luck. Yeah, exactly. Look, love LeBron, but I have said numerous times, I was a Laker fan before LeBron. I'll be a Laker fan after LeBron. I will always be a Laker fan, right? Luka, love Luka, but if he's not in a Laker jersey in a couple years, well, then guess what? Good luck to you. Again, I will be a Laker fan before Luka. I'll be a Laker fan after Luka. So I'm right there with you. I root for the name in the front of the jersey, not the back. 1,000%. Love it. Love it, Keith. Thank you. Thank you for the super chat as well. All right, let's get back to the regular chat till some more trickle in. Let's see. What if Kessler fails physical? You throw in offer to Duren, pick Watson, or try. Even if he fails the physical, Lakers will go through with him. The issue wasn't Mark Williams failing. It was what he failed, right? Like Walker Kessler has dealt with injuries. He's had the injury concerns, which is a concern, but it hasn't been knee, back, and foot issues, right? Like that was the problem. Is Lakers tested him and they were like, his knees are deteriorating, right? He already has a bad back and his knees are going to be shot, right? Like that is the problem. I'm honestly glad we're keeping Hardy. I really think he can be a nice weapon off the bench for us. He can defend and shoot the ball. I see many people hating on him. I don't know why. So I still wouldn't be so sure that they're going to keep him. Lakers can still trade him because they are still under the cap as long as, basically as long as the Walker Kessler trade doesn't go through, which is why Walker Kessler hasn't gone through yet. As long as Walker Kessler has not gone through, they can still trade Jaden Hardy. As long as they are under the cap, they are fine. So I'm not saying that they won't. They very well could. They might keep him. I'm just saying, it is very likely that they still trade him. Tyler may be able to have Mamu and Looney and the floor together. Yeah, which absolutely they can, especially with Mamu shooting and floor spacing. Yeah. Sorry, trying to find something to me. Jonathan over Rui, WTF, bro? Yes, absolutely. Jonathan Kuminga over Rui Hachimura? Yes. Jonathan Kuminga is better at literally everything else other than three-point shooting. Can we still get Watson? Technically, yes. Yes. It's just you would need him to basically force his way. He'd have to basically force his way to the Lakers because he could threaten, hey, I'm not going to sign an offer sheet. I'm just going to take the qualifying offer and then I'll just go sign with the Lakers for whatever they can offer me next year. But I don't know if he'd actually do that. Let's see. I am not a fan of Kuminga. Golden State Warriors get the best out of him. Golden State Warriors got the worst out of it. Like that was Steve Kerr basically did everything he could to ruin that kid's career. His number, which it's tough. It's tough because in Atlanta, his numbers are like video game numbers. Like they were insane. Like his advanced metrics and like advanced stats are like he's the greatest player ever to play basketball. But it's just like such a small sample size. Let's see. Thoughts on new D Mitch? You're talking about Donovan Mitchell's contract overpay, bad contract in a few years. I mean, it depends on how well he ages. Honestly, the fact that so I talked about this on my NBA channel, which if you're not subscribed to my NBA channel, you should subscribe to my NBA channel. Blucka, I don't know if you're here still, but if you are, buddy, can you put the link to my NBA channel in the chat? That'd be awesome. If not, I'll do it in a minute. But yes, I have an NBA channel that I started, which would be awesome if you guys went and I just got it monetized. So be great. Thank you, Blucka. You're the man. But yeah, I just got it monetized, which is nice. So go subscribe to that channel. Check out that channel. Subscribe here too, by the way, if you're not subscribed here. But I actually talked about I think that contract signals LeBron's going to Cleveland. I don't know for certain. Could be completely wrong. Again, random guy on the internet, but I don't think that was a coincidence, right? Donovan Mitchell wanted to kind of play hardball, and then all of a sudden he just like randomly signs. I don't think that that's a coincidence. I think LeBron's going to Cleveland. What's going on, Drip Show? Appreciate you. How are you, buddy? In a way, this guy compared the Lakers roster to Spurs young core. 1,000%. No one thought the Spurs young core was going to be as good as they were right away. Nobody thought that team. Ozzy, don't sit here and try to pretend like you predicted it and knew it because you didn't. Okay. Nobody thought at some point, sure, could they have been, what they were this year? Sure. But to pretend like, oh yeah, like, yeah, we knew Stephon Castle and all that, like, stop it. Like, stop. Like, how can you compare this roster to the Spurs roster? Because again, very similar situation. No one knew what they would be. No one knows what this team's going to be. This team is incredibly young, incredibly talented, incredibly gifted, and we have no idea if it's going to work or not. The Dodgers front office making things happen. Yes, facts. Let's see. Jonathan Kuminga demanding a high offer. I don't really think it's a high offer, right? He just wants more than 10 million, which I don't really blame him. I do think he's worth more. Probably going to get about 15 million. Let's see. Love this roster, man. Likewise. Let's see. Imagine what SGA would do to a defending guard rotation of Reeves, Doncic, Sexton, and Grimes. I mean, what does he do against everyone? Lakers literally drew the blueprint with worse players and basically gift wrapped the Spurs on how to slow him down and beat them, right? Like, Lakers will be fine. Sorry, trying to find something to me. I don't think Dorian Finney-Smith comes back to the Lakers because the rumors are how Rob Pelinka did him dirty, allegedly. Yeah, I mentioned that in my Dorian Finney-Smith video. I don't really buy that. I mean, look, if he did that, that would have been a much bigger deal. Like, because that is something that's like, that's not good. Right? Like, I just think that was noise because somebody would have said, like, that would have been turned into a bigger deal. Like, Rob Pelinka is telling GMs and stuff like that, like, hey, Dorian Finney-Smith probably would have said something. Like, usually that's not a good thing. Zaire Williams is a good player too. Yes. I mean, he's not like a starting level guy. Again, more upside guy, but already proven. Can be a legit 3-and-D wing. Good in the rotation. Yes, Derrick Jones Jr. did work well with him. Is a much better fit next to Luka. You guys are showing your lack of ball knowledge. Yes. Kuminga is perfect. Yeah, he's going to do what he did to everyone, try and draw fouls. Yes, agreed. I don't mind the Looney sign. He will just come in and play whatever role we ask of him. Guy in need. I also heard he's a big mentor to Kuminga. Yes, he was Kuminga's vet when Kuminga came to the league. So again, I like he's fine. He is. He's fine. Like you don't have to worry about it. He is fine. Let's see. Also, Mamu was a bum in the playoffs. Rui has elite playoff. Again, Don't just box score watch. The guy's minutes got cut in half and his field goal attempts got cut in half. Again, I say it all the time. Kind of hard to be a 20-point a game scorer when I'm only getting 3 field goal attempts. That Atlanta and the Lakers are talking a potential sign and trade, which hopefully it's coming. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Let's see. People aren't looking at this roster and thinking about the middle of the season trades. They are going to be able to put together with these players and picks. Yeah, I mean, so I actually talked about that was it last live stream? I did a whole rant about that. Like all these players are very very tradable contracts too, which is really good. What do fans not understand about the salary cap? Yeah, a lot. To be fair, there's a lot of nuance to the salary cap. You know what I mean? Especially with the new CBA and everything like that. Like you take if you're below if you're apron team, if you're below an apron team, if you're below the cap, if you know what I mean? There's a lot of just variation and nuance. Every day I feel like I learn something new about this. I didn't know the Lakers could take back as much money as they can. I thought they could only take back $7.5 to $9 million, and it's actually more than that, right? Because they're under the tax. It's crazy. Like I said, the little nuances. Let's see. This roster sucks. I disagree, but we'll see. A lot of people are not going to be able to celebrate with us. That's all I want to say. There's a lot of Laker fans that are going to have to sit there in silence while the Lakers are cooking this year. Again, so many people are speaking in definitives, acting like they know for a fact this Lakers roster sucks. And we have no idea. Again, no idea. Again, if you want to be, critical, if you want to be, pessimistic, if you want to, kind of be like, I don't know about this, sure, no problem. But a lot of people are talking crazy about this roster, and this team's going to be really good, and everyone's going to be like, I knew it. And it's like, no, you didn't. Sit down. So I'm just saying, a lot of people aren't going to be able to celebrate with us. Let's see, 17 a night. I'm assuming that's in response to Colin Sexton, which, yes, Google is free. I do not like the Looney signing. I felt there were better options. I mean, it depends on what you were looking for personally. Bro, you on drugs? Again, Google's free. Go look up Colin Sexton's numbers. Let's see. We younger and faster on the court. Yes, Lakers are better. What's going on, Buck? Sexton and Grimes are the only 2 new players that have mid-range shooting. Everyone else is 3 and Driver. Would be nice to get Hield or DeRozan for the extra mid-range. The team don't crowd or rim inside. I mean, Luka and Osiri's are really good mid-range guys. But yes, it'd be nice to kind of get another midi guy. Give me another midi guy or 2. Again, Google exists. People just be saying anything. It's the craziest thing. It's always the people that are so confident that are so wrong. It drives me crazy. It drives me crazy how confidently wrong people are. AR, Luka, and Kessler sound great. I think QG, Quentin Grimes can do really well as a starter, point of attack defender. But I'm more worried about Kuminga than Mamu. Quentin Grimes has had seasons. It was the 2022, 2023 season. He was actually excellent. If he can get back to that, you're amazing. But again, don't celebrate. I don't want to hear you celebrating. I want you to go oh man, I'm so foolish. Because I'll be here. Again, don't disappear if the Lakers are good. Because I'll be here. I'll have to listen to all the haters talking mess and stuff like that. My problem with Jeremy Grant getting bought out is he's making $70 million over the next 2 years. Are they really going to buy out $70 million over the next 2 years? Are they really going to waive and stretch it? They don't really need it. You know what I mean? Let's see. Yeah, look, I've talked about this before. A lot of fans don't know players outside of their fandom, right? Like a lot of fans know who Laker guys are, right? Like there's so many people that I've seen confidently be wrong about Mamu in comments and stuff like that. And I'm like, none of this is true. And they're like, oh no. And it's like, oh, you heard somebody else say that and you just assume that that was correct. Like that's usually what it is. Like, somebody said something and then everyone went, oh, that has to be true. And they just didn't research it. They didn't look it up. They didn't actually go to somebody that might be familiar. Most fans, not even just Laker fans, I'm talking fans, period, right? Most fans don't understand how things work, right? They might think they do, but they don't because they just heard some random person on Twitter go like, oh, like you can't do this because of this. And it's like, that's not really how it works, right? Like, so Sexton's been averaging 17 plus for his whole career. That's what I'm saying. Like people just be saying it again, so confidently wrong. It's crazy. Again, great example of people that think that they know something, but they don't. Again, a great example of somebody that never saw Colin Sexton and heard somebody say something about Colin Sexton and just assumed it's true, right? Like again, confidently wrong. It blows me away. It's wild. Got some more super chats. Rain coming out $2 super chat. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. It was very kind of you. Lakers welcome Hardy, Grimes, and Mamu on their page. That's beautiful. I love it. Again, the Hardy trade, Hardy can still be aggregated. He can still be traded. Grimes and Mamu make a lot of sense. So Sexton will be, I believe, the last thing that they'll do because he's the exception. So if you're looking for why hasn't Sexton been signed yet? You won't get that till probably the very end. However, he's great. I'm very happy we got this. You got the Hardy trade done, the two signings. The Kessler trade's the one that they have to keep on hold. If the Kessler trade gets done, that is where it might be like, uh-oh. Like that might be like, hey, maybe nothing else is coming. We'll see. But appreciate you. Thank you so much. Irving coming out the $5 super chat. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Who will play the 3 if Kuminga plays the 4? Will Chris Mignon get a roster spot if Bronny James leaves? So honestly, Chris Mignon should get a roster spot regardless, right? I mean, he looks every bit the part that we need. If Bronny leaves, then for sure, I think he needs to get your spot. Because even if the Lakers get Jonathan Kuminga, they really lack point of attack defense. Like Bronny James is like your only like true point of attack defender. So, that's something to kind of keep in mind if you're the Lakers. But Chris Mignon, I think regardless should be on this roster. I really do. I think he is somebody that has real potential to be a legit two-way guy. But Kuminga's it sounds like Kuminga's going to come in and play the 3. But if he were to play the 4, then Quentin Grimes would be the 3. All right. So you'd have Quentin Grimes be your point of attack defensive player, and then Kuminga would be your primary, wing and assignment defender. Is how that would play out. But it seems like Kuminga is going to end up being your starting 3. It seems like the Lakers are going to go, obviously, look, if they make another trade or they do something, but it looks like the Lakers are going to go Luka, Reeves, Kuminga, Mamu, and Sexton, which I'm fine with. I think it's balanced. You got defense across the board. You got shooting. You got basically everything you need. But appreciate you. Thank you so much. All right. Let's see. Yes, please. If you haven't yet, go subscribe to my NBA channel. Remember Smart was washed out, JJ Bryant, him back. Yeah. Again, everyone said that was the worst signing ever. He's only played 12 games in 2 years, and it's how it is. When somebody goes to the Lakers, they're the worst player ever. When somebody leaves the Lakers, like Rui Hachimura, for years, all we heard was Rui's trash. Now all of a sudden he goes to Clippers and he's the best player ever to play the game of basketball. Yes, please, if you haven't yet, hit that like button for me. Hit that subscribe button for me as well. I'd greatly appreciate it. Let's see. Yes, this roster's good for middle season trades. You make a lot of sense, my guy. Earned a sub. Well, thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you for subbing, Ruben. I appreciate you. Welcome aboard. And anybody that's subscribed, I appreciate you. Welcome aboard. Keeping Hardy going to pay off, assuming that they keep him. They could still trade him, by the way. So keep that in mind. You should be a hostage negotiator because you're making me feel better about this offseason. Well, good. I'm glad. Again, I think that this is a good offseason. I think the Lakers have made some real moves. Again, we got to see how the roster gets put together. But I really do like the moves that the Lakers made. Trade deadline for true power forward, potentially. I mean, we'll also see what like guys like Adu Thero, Cameron Carr can do. Like, what if one or both of them like really emerge? Right. And it's like, like, hey, let them get some run. What's going on? Besides shooting, what does Rui have over Kuminga? Literally nothing. Exactly. What's going on, Sal? Appreciate you. How are you? Let's see. Rui is a big canard, and that was great next to Prime AD and LeBron, but we're not getting away with the defense. A black hole next to Reeves and Luka, yes. And look, Kessler needs help too, man. You put that guy in such a disadvantaged situation every possession, every play. Let's see. We need Nick Richards because if Kessler goes down, and everyone does, our next tallest guy is Mamu at 6'10". I mean, again, I'd prefer another guy. I talk about it all the time. You can't make decisions based on injuries, right? Like, because I see that argument, and I know you're not making this specific argument, but I see the argument all the time. Like, what happens if Luka gets hurt, or what happens if? And it's like, well, what happens if SGA gets hurt? What like, again, you can't make decisions based on will a guy be healthy or not. I mean, you can kind of mitigate risk and stuff like that, but again, ideally, if you can bring in a Nick Richards or somebody, or at least have somebody on a two-way or something, then I think you'll be fine. We'll see though. We'll see how this plays out. Oh, got another super chat. Plexi. Coming out to $10 super chat. Thank you so much. Seriously, that's very kind of you. Check email brand inquiry. I would love to work with you. Amazing content. Well, thank you. I really appreciate that. I will. Once I get through this live stream, I will check out that email. But thank you, and thank you so much for the super chat. Seriously, that was very kind of you. Again, appreciate you. All right, let's get back to the regular chat. So some more super chats trickle in. Again, thank you so much. Yeah, give me, I don't know, probably about an hour or so, and I'll check it out. But thank you. I feel like they should not have signed Sexton. Could have focused more on the small forward position, but maybe there's more to come. I mean, it looks like Lakers are going to get Kuminga, which at that point you need Sexton. Upgrade your bench. Again, there's a lot of moves still on the horizon. And look, depending on what the Kuminga trade looks like, it's very possible that there's more, like there could be even more coming, What other starting caliber players could we get next to Kuminga, DJJ? I mean, look, Herb Jones, technically, if they are willing, they just lowered their asking price on Trey Murphy, right? Would they lower their asking price on Herb Jones? You have, Derrick Jones Jr., obviously. You have PJ Washington is another one, right? Like, so you have a handful of guys that I think you could maybe lean into. Me per se, I would trade Reeves since when a player could tell you who he want on an NBA team. I appreciate everything AR do for the Lakers, but he choke at crucial times. Yeah, I mean, I think, like I said, I think the Lakers will very likely kind of give them this year. But like, if he's rough again, I think that they look to move off. Again, I don't think you trade Austin Reeves just to trade Austin Reeves, but I do like if a deal's there that makes sense, you take it. You know what I mean? Like, again, no one's untradeable. Are Lakers out on the Watson sweepstakes? Do you think Watson forces way to the Lakers? if he just signed the qualifying offer. He and Luka are good friends. I mean, I would imagine if he was going to, that would have already happened, right? That would have been something that they kind of worked out. But I are they out of the Watson sweepstakes? I don't know. I don't know if I'd say that they are out of it, but it's incredibly unlikely, right? Like I think it's very very slim. And I just feel like if Watson was going to kind of force his way to the Lakers, I think he probably would have done that rather quickly. Um, Kind of give himself some leverage before the Lakers like gave everything away. you know, um, we all prefer Sexton Graham's mom off the bench. Wonder if there's any way to get Kaminga and another starter Grant off the bat. Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I mean, it's possible. I just don't know if they'll buy him out, given that he's going to be due $70 million. How do you think Carr compares to Derrick Jones Jr.? So I literally said, I literally said that I think Carr, not this live stream, I said it in a video, and I said it like 2 live streams ago. But I was like, I literally think Cameron Carr could be our Derrick Jones Jr. this year, right? Like just, self-create a little bit, knock down the occasional three. It's really going to be the defense, right? Can he bring the level of defense you need? That we'll find out. Somebody here? Have they made any new moves since the signing of Looney? No. I mean, they've officially announced all the signing, but no, they have not made any other moves or upgrade. He doesn't need to be a superstar here. He just needs to be a superstar within his role. Exactly. Yep, Luka effect. I'm telling you, people forget how much Luka raises the ceiling for players. Let's see. Bro, if P-Watt goes to the Clippers, we have failed as a franchise. I mean, they have more assets than us, but yeah, I would be very disappointed in that. Very disappointed in that. Mignon and Carr might be good mid-season. They need to play. Yes, I do want to see them play. I do want to see some young guys play. Lakers only team in NBA besides the superstars that don't have no other teams interested in. You're saying that they don't have superstars interested in? I mean, when you have stars, right? Don't really need that. I do too. I genuinely. I think Kyle Williams could end up being legit for the Lakers. He literally is Robert Williams III, right? Obviously Robert Williams is more proven and stuff like that, but there's a very good chance that he could end up being a version of that. The best thing about signing younger guys is if Luka and the Lakers get a good season out of them, they become hot commodities on the trade market. Yeah, that's a very good point. And they're all very tradable salaries. They said nobody wanted Gabe, and we traded him. Exactly. Again, people absolutely, absolutely did it. Let's see. Let's see. Was Stephen A. offended and made it about race thoughts? I mean, look, he's Mr. Clickbait. He's Mr. Attention. I mean, he says wild things all the time. I mean, that guy says some of the most just wild comments, right? Again, if you've ever been a real hooper, you don't care. Dude, I was a hooper. I'm a white guy. They didn't care. Can you hoop? Right? That's all I cared about. I didn't care if they were black, white, anything. Can you hoop? Right? That's all I care about. Right? People want to bring in all this other stuff. It's nonsense. It's just for attention and clicks and be edgy. It's nonsense. Again, I don't care. I don't care who they are. I don't care where they're from. I don't care about anything. Can they help the Lakers win basketball games? Yes. Perfect. Let's go. That's all I care about. People are going to say things. Stephen A is going to say crazy things. It's ridiculous. Again, can they win us basketball games? Yes. All right, let's go. I don't care what he is. I don't. No. Oh, sorry. Trying to find something to me. I'm Lakers. I'm seeing Cavs for 3. first. If they, I don't know if they, I don't even know if they have one. But yes. Let me find something to me. Being a mentor. ESPN mentioned being a mentor. Yes, he was the rookie. He was the rookie. Or the vet for Kuminga when he was a rookie. Signs Zaire and Nick Richards. Yes, there were reports that Lakers want to finish the roster with Zaire, Nick Richards, and Jonathan Kuminga. So maybe, just maybe. Let's see. Atlanta leveraging against the Lakers that if LeBron signs, all the teams who missed out will offer Kuminga MLE. I mean, it's very possible. I mean, I don't know if Atlanta's leveraging that. I think it's more so Kuminga's leveraging that, but yeah. Let's see. He's more than Dudley. He is more than Dudley, but that's what he's looked for to be the Dudley. I would love Dyson Daniels. I just don't think they trade him. Although Laker fans would probably hate him because he can't shoot. He's worse than Vando. Low key, JK sign and trade in motion. The deal likely official by no later than tomorrow. Type way off the dribble. Well, hopefully, I'm rooting. I'm hoping that happens. So I appreciate you as always. Do you think Sandro should start with Kessler because they can both stretch the floor? Based on the current roster, yes. Yes, I do. He got the championship on movie. Tell him, send Lakers. We need to get rebounders and defenders. I mean, you got Walker Kessler and Kevon Looney, which literally give you that. Let's see. Trent Jr. and I still want Gary Trent Jr. Gary Trent Jr. would be great. Jimmy Grant an option? Yes, technically. Again, I don't know if they buy him out, if I'm being honest, because again, he's due like $70 million like over the next 2 years. I don't think that they'll buy all that out, but if they do, I'm all for it. It looks like Hardy is official, so they can't trade him right now. Yes, they can still trade him because they are still operating as cap team, so they can aggregate him right now. So as long as the Walker Kessler thing doesn't get finalized, then they can trade him. But yeah. Let's see. I would love to bring Watson home as well. Agreed. Can we still get Lou Dort and can we sign Kuminga? I mean, again, technically, theoretically, again, it just depends on what is the cost for both. How much does Jonathan Kuminga want? Because Lakers can take back quite a bit of money. So, let's see. What's the team's biggest weakness now? PJ Washington would get me so excited because then you'd have defensive big and Kessler, defensive guard, and Grimes and defensive forward and PJ. I mean, point of attack defense is definitely a big issue. Like Quentin Grimes stuff like play defense. Like Quentin Grimes is a good defender, but he's not a good point of attack defender. Just kind of somebody that can give you that ball pressure would be really nice. Obviously upgrade at the wings. So things like that. LeBron coming back for $3 million. Ironically, LeBron, this roster is like perfect for LeBron. Let's see. Yes, better transition defense, stuff like that. PJ Washington would be a great blue guy. Yes, agreed. Tyler, what team has made the best move so far? I mean, you could argue the Sixers getting Jaylen Brown for a bag of peanuts. Like, I mean, that was, in my opinion, that was a fleece. I'm trying to think of like what was like an underrated signing that I was like, oh man, like that was a good one. You know what I mean? Honestly, I'd say the Wizards. Like the Wizards are really good. Like they have a really good roster, and they just got Chris Middleton, which I think is going to be really nice for them. Like, I don't know if they're a championship level team, but like they're going to be fun, man. Like if they can stay healthy, they got a squad. They got a great balance of like veterans and youth, and like the Wizards are going to be are going to be really fun. Like every move that Washington has made, I'm like, I really like that. I really like even the Aiton trade. I was like, that's like I like that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, um, let's see. Giannis to Miami. I don't, to be honest, I don't think that really moved the needle much. Right. I don't think like Miami might be good during the regular season, but they need to do they need a lot right now. They need to do a lot. Too many leaks about Kaminga seems intentional. Could Lakers trade for a wing no one expects? Absolutely, they could trade. I mean, that could be. I mean, that's a huge argument, right? Like, however, you never get like a consensus from everybody, right? Like the overwhelming consent. Like usually there's somebody that's like, yeah, this isn't going to happen. Like you're not getting any of that. Like this is like the most overwhelming, like, hey, he's gonna be a guy than like since like probably Anthony Davis to the Lakers. Like where everyone was like, it's gonna happen. You know what I mean? Like even like the haters were like, it's happening. Um Dollar, if we sign and trade for Kaminga, can we still do more trades like Herb Jones? Yes, theoretically. Again, it depends on what the cost is, what you give up, stuff like that. I mean, if you sell the farm for him, then no. But um, let's see. DK, Jake LaRavia in a swap for a young wing, starting forward, Herb Jones, Cobley, or someone like that player stereotype. Yes, that would be awesome. um, let's see. Kessler would be my first sign in. You're talking about like completion. Again, order is very important, right? Like the way I describe it is think of like you're building something from IKEA or Amazon or something like that, and you get the instructions, right? And you got step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? You can't do step 5 because if you do step 5 first, then it messes up step 2 and 3, right? Like it's the same thing. So, Lakers, everything is very intentional and everything is very specific, right? So again, Lakers step 1, complete the Jaden Hardy trade, right? Step 2, sign Quentin Grimes and Mamu. Step 3 will probably be, the Kaminga trade. Step 4 will probably be whatever move. Step 5 will be Walker Kessler. Step 6 will be Austin Reeves. Or step 6 would be the rest of the free agent signings. Step 7 would be Austin Reeves. Step 8 would be Colin Sexton, right? Again, obviously, depending on what the Lakers do, could change the order and stuff like that, but that's essentially the gist of it. So, let's see. All right, I'm gonna do like a handful more questions. Obviously, super chats take priority, but outside of that, I'm just gonna do like another section, and then I'm gonna skate on out of here. We're going 2 hours. It's already midnight, and I gotta still make a handful of videos for all you beautiful people. And hopefully get some sleep. So, all right, let me get this organized here. All right, let's power through this for the next like 2 minutes or so. We need to start in 3 and 4. Kaminga would be the other one. Yes, go get. Ideally, be another one. I do think Mamu could be that for you. But just based on what we've seen, Thibault, I would love Thibault. Thibault, there's a lot of risk though. Can he stay healthy? Is the problem. So we got Kaminga. No, not yet. It just is. It's shaping up that way. Let's see. We need a center. Again, you basically got your center, right? Like I don't think that. I don't think that they're going to bring in another center, but you never know, right? Never say never. Sorry, I just want to make sure. Because speaking of, it is midnight. Give me 1 second, everybody. I just want to make sure that nothing posted because it's already midnight. And all right, we're good. Cool. All right. So Peyton Watson's out of the picture completely. I mean, I wouldn't say completely, but it's something I would not expect. Yeah, Derek White would be great. Any chance on Watson? Yeah, technically there's a chance, but it's incredibly slim. One thing about I'm assuming Looney, he is elite rebounder and good defender. Yes, which is what the Lakers need, right? You're going to be really good offensively. You need guys that can, do things like that. Clippers have made trades with us in the past. You know what's funny? Like, I see so many like Danny Ainge would never trade with us. He's made more trades with us than any GM in the league, right? Oh, this team would never trade with us. Dallas would never trade with us. They traded with us twice during draft night, right? Like Clippers have made trades with us in the past. They've made multiple trades in the past. It's like, again, it's if every team that somebody said wouldn't trade with the Lakers would never get a trade. It's amazing that they make a trade every year. I think Carr should come off the bench in the second unit. I imagine he will. I imagine he will be in the rotation. If I'm the Lakers, I bring in Zaire Williams and wait to trade deadline to see if Carr gives us Denver make the trade. Yes, I would be all for that. Some of you guys have no idea how to build a team. Lakers are way younger, faster, better. All the players we lost got swept. Yes, Lakers are better this year than they were last year. Agreed. They wouldn't be helping us. They'd be helping themselves. Wild thought here. The Lakers possibly trade Bucks Heat, try to land Miles Turner or 20M. Now, wouldn't they take some expiring contracts? Problem is Miles Turner's making, what, $27 million this year is the issue. Yeah, exactly. Again, I don't have haters. I have fans in and out. Let them hate. Let them hate and watch the money pile up. I love it. I love the reference. Drake. Is Aaron Gordon available? Yes. Supposedly, pretty much everybody on Denver is available. Let's see. Marcus Smart should never leave. But the hand that feeds him. No one in the league wanted him until came under JJ Redick. Also, Dorian Finney-Smith did the same thing. Look how that worked out. So just saying. Jericho Sims would be solid. I wouldn't mind him. Looney can fill it up for 15 minutes. Lakers are supposed to be trading Vando Connect and LaRavia for Kuminga. Yes, Kuminga and Buddy Hield is what is kind of floating around. What's going on, Dylan? How are you? Stay in LA for a minute. Yes, Grimes announced. Awesome. Let's see. LeBron isn't a player that gets traded. The NBA doesn't trade players like Jordan or LeBron. LeBron James did a sign and trade to get to Miami. Yeah, I've seen, you know what's funny is I've seen a lot of people comment because I did a whole video on like LeBron sign and trade. I've actually done a couple, talked about that. And every time I do one of those videos, somebody's like, LeBron's never been traded. LeBron's never going to do a trade. It's like he was traded to Miami. Like, what are we talking about here? Like, literally, it was a sign and trade. That's how he was able to get to Miami. That's how they were able to make it work because he was able to get more years and slightly more money. Honestly, it wouldn't shock me. Like, it wouldn't shock me at all. Buying out Bronny does nothing for the Lakers. Nothing. Doesn't free up cap space. Doesn't do anything. I mean, technically it would, but cap space, but it'd be like $2 million. You're better off keeping him. Would you want Kuminga and DeRozan? I mean, again, if Lakers were to sign DeMar, I wouldn't be like, oh my God, what are the Lakers doing? But I wouldn't be like, I don't think it would be a great move personally. All right. Last few. I mean, technically, Lakers have fit 14 players on the roster right now, which is why I think more moves are coming. Because otherwise, they're completely done. Either they're doing nothing or they have more moves coming. I think fans have to understand players on a team watch Reeves get $186 million. So Smart, Luke, Rui, Hayes we're not going to play for less yet. I mean, that could be the case too. He's not going back to Cleveland. I wouldn't really count on that. Yeah. Golden State, Cavs, Miami. Tyler, when is the video of you burning your LeBron? I know, right? Be like Cavs fans when he left. I'll do a LeBron video burning the merch. Tyler, turn the LeBron stuff. No, I still keep it. I just put it in my basement area. 6'8" Cameron Johnson is an average defender. Yeah, it's kind of what we need right now. And you get him for free. What is the last great team that revamped their entire roster like this? Genuine question I can think of. I mean, the Cavs did it like 3 times and made the NBA Finals every year. Like I said, a lot of people point to 2019, but I'd argue like most of that roster was intact. Most of that roster was already there. But Cleveland's probably like that's the one that immediately comes to mind. Right? Makes me happy seeing you get this many views on live. Well, thank you. I really do appreciate that. Seriously. And absolutely. The grind never stops. I still to this day get blown away whenever I have a live streams like this. I am very blessed. I am a very blessed individual. We couldn't have gotten Cam Whitmore in the Ayton trade. I mean, it depends on what the Lakers' plan is, right? Like if the Lakers are trying to preserve cap space, stuff like that. Also, would they have given you picks, right? Lakers wanted picks. Let's see. Pelinka is the reason Dorian Finney-Smith didn't stay, so I don't think he'll return. I don't know how true that is. There was like one rumor about it, and everyone just like ran away with it. I don't know if that's like a real. I would imagine that like that would have been a bigger deal if that was true. Let's see. Did KCP already sign? No, he hasn't been, as far as I know, unless it happened while I was on this live stream. He hasn't been bought out yet. Take a break, come back in an hour. I would love to, but I get it's already midnight where I'm at, and I still got like a handful of videos I got to get done. For now, and then the morning, like the 4 and 6 a.m. videos. Because I got like literally like half a dozen videos in here. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 videos I need to get done. Which is probably about 5 hours of work. I'm probably not going to do it all right now. I'll probably do half of it. So probably go to bed at like 3 a.m., wake up at like 6 a.m. and get back to work. Best YouTube Lakers person. He's the best. Well, thank you. Seriously. I really appreciate that. Very kind. Seriously. Let's see. How much cap space will Lakers make if they trade for Kuminga? Is it possible to trade for Watson? I mean, Lakers wouldn't like. Are you asking how much cap space they'd have, or how much can they take back? Right? Like, because Lakers trade for Jonathan Kuminga, they're not going to really have any money once they officially do and sign everything. Once Kessler's done, that's it. But technically, yes, Lakers could trade for Kuminga and Watson. However, it is incredibly unlikely. Lakers they're probably going to use most of their assets in the Kuminga trade, which means you're not going to have enough to get somebody as high as Watson. But you might be able to get somebody like a Derrick Jones or something like that. It was a 6-team trade. Yes, there was a 6-team trade. I haven't looked at all the details on it yet. I know basically the gist of it, but I want to see like kind of what were like the details. I got the notification. I hadn't read it yet because literally it happened. I was in the middle of a video, and then I made the other Jonathan Kuminga video, and then I jumped on a live stream. So I haven't actually read it yet. So it seems like it was just something that they just like threw together. Like last year, the 7-team trade was just like, hey, let's put everything together rather than doing them in separate trades. So bro, been cooking with these live streams. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Seriously. Let him cook. All right, last few. I know I keep saying that, but really, I need to go. Yes, please go subscribe to my NBA channel if you have not. I appreciate you. Thank you, Christopher. You're awesome. Subscribe here. Subscribe to my NBA channel. What about Benedict Mathurin? He's restricted. I just don't even think it's worth throwing an offer in. Lakers fan from Brazil. Shout out to Brazil. This team makes 50 wins next season if we get Kuminga. Yeah, at least. He's a 50-plus win team. Let's see. Imagine Chris Mignon starting every game against OKC. I mean, he's literally like what OKC's entire team is. Lakers should trade Austin Reeves for Trey Murphy straight up, not get him, Sadiq Bey, and some other pieces, bro. Honestly, Luka and Trey Murphy duo would be better than duo Luka and Reeves. I mean, once you get to the trade deadline, you could. Austin Reeves won't be able to be traded till January. So, why do people think Lakers will be bad next year? Are people really that delusional? Like I mentioned it earlier, you'd be surprised how many fans, not just Laker fans, but fans, team spirit, don't actually know who these players are. They just heard somebody say something and think, one person said this team sucks. So then they're like, oh, that must be true. And I love it. I love it. And they're not done. So they got a lot of work to do still. And then, yeah, he wasn't healthy in Houston, though. He was horrible. Yeah. The shooting was defensively is actually really good, but shooting wise, he was awful. Let's see. Bro, the ads this offseason are an A+ for what they're trying to do and build around Luka and AR. I agree. I could not agree more. I love the signings. I love the pickups. And that's a great place to end it. So I'm going to get on out of here. Again, I really appreciate everyone hanging out with me. You guys are awesome. Very kind of everyone being here to hang out with me. On your way out, please hit that like button for me. Hit that subscribe button for me if you're not subscribed. And hopefully we get something cooking. Hopefully we get something real soon. But again, I appreciate you guys. Everyone that gave me super chats, thank you so much. Seriously, you have no idea. It helps me out a ton. But I will see you guys in